Hey Summoners, this is B Gerbz. This is my very first League of Legends guide featuring Vi, the true queen of the jungle. Alright, we're going to talk about Vi's abilities. Vi's passive, Blast Shield. When Vi's active ability damages an enemy, she's granted a shield equal to 10% of her maximum health for 3 seconds. And you always want to make sure that you have this passive available when trying to trade with an enemy. Vi's Q, Vault Breaker, has 2 activations to this ability. The first cast slows your movement speed by 15% while increasing physical damage and a dash range over 1.2 seconds. The second cast of this ability, Vi dashes forward, dealing physical damage and applying denting blows to all enemies hit. Vi stops upon colliding with an enemy champion, knocking it back. Vault Breaker deals 75% damage to minions and monsters. This is the ability that you need to mainly hit on your pre-6 ganks in order for them to be successful. Vi's W, Denting Blows, is a passive ability, and every third attack on the same target deals additional physical damage equal to a percentage of the target's maximum health, reduces its armor by 25%, and grants Vi a bonus attack speed for 4 seconds. Denting Blows deals a maximum of 300 damage against minions and monsters. When trading with an enemy, you want to make sure to always hit them 3 times, whether it's 3 auto attacks, Q an auto attack, and E for the reset. You want to make sure that you're always dealing 3 abilities or 3 auto attacks to a champion when trading with them. Alright, next is Vi's E, Excessive Force. Upon activating this ability, Vi causes the next basic attack to deal bonus physical damage to targets and enemies behind it. Vi periodically charges a new punch and can hold up to 2 charges at once. This is a auto attack reset, so to get the maximum amount of damage, auto attack then E. And Vi's most terrifying ability is her R, Assault and Battery. Vi targets an enemy champion and chases them down, knocking it up for 1.25 seconds, dealing physical damage and applying denting blows. While charging, Vi is immune to crowd control and will knock aside enemies in her way, dealing 25% physical damage to them. This is a just crazy ability to get picks. If you have an assassin on your team, it's almost a kill every single time. Moving on, I'm going to show you how to build Vi. Well, first of all, normal standard jungle items. Hunter's Machete, 5 pots, a warding totem. And then you go back and your first buy, you buy a Spirit Stone, Longsword, boots. You can decide whether to get a Sweeping Lens or not. If you're going to use it frequently, use it. If not, keep the ward. And pick up a ward. Always pick up wards throughout the game. Now, the first item that you should be completing is Spirit of the Elder Lizard. It's a really good item on Vi. Gives her plenty of damage, some cooldown reduction. The next item I usually go for immediately afterwards is a Giant's Belt, then completing one of my boots. Ninja Tabby I usually only go if they have like no AP at all. And then there's always the Merc Treads, which is always a good idea. After that, if they have plenty of AP on their team, it might be a good idea to get Hex Drinker. If not, I usually get a Phage, and then I get my Zephyr, then I get my Zeal or my Sheen and complete my Trinity Force. I like to complete Trinity Force as right after my Giant's Belt, so I'll be a little tankier, and I love being able to pick people off mid game, which is usually when you'll get your Trinity Force. After that, you either build your Giant's Belt into a Sunfire Cape or Frozen Mallet. I don't see anybody building Frozen Mallet anymore, besides myself. But if I am ahead in the game, I will always buy Frozen Mallet. I feel like it's an absolutely great item, and especially with other items like Rain to Winds and Sunfire being nerfed, I think it's a great item. Brings damage and a slow. After that, it's probably a good idea to get Banshee's Veil. You can pick and then you can pick another 1 or 2 items of these. It might be 2 if you sell your Spirit of the Elder Lizard later on in the game, of course. Hydra is just a good item for like assassinating people, because you can ult, and as soon as you hit them, you can just use the Hydra and auto attack and get, like, combined with your E, it's just like a whole bunch of auto attacks right there. Black Cleaver is good with Vi, 3 hits, which is really good with Black Cleaver. And if you need to get tanky, Randall wins. And late game, you should definitely have your Oracle Lens to kill all the wards around Baron, and you know. Yep. Okay, let's move on. All right, this is my rune page that I use for Vi. This is my main one that I use for early game pressure, and if I really just need to get a big lead in order to win the game. I take AD marks, armor seals, AD quintessences, and magic resist glyphs. And this is the second page I take. I take armor penetration marks, attack damage quintessences, armor seals, and scaling magic resist glyphs. The reason I use scaling and I use armor penetration is because this is a later game rune setup, and this is if I really don't have to win early game and I just have to reach mid to late game to win the game. Real quick here, this is my mastery page. I go 21-9. It's the only thing to do on Vi. I hate tank Vi, going full tank unless you're like 0 and 20, but you shouldn't go into game. You shouldn't go into the game thinking that you're gonna go on 20. But yeah, Vi does ridiculous amount of damage, and take advantage of that. Alright, we're going to be looking at leveling up your abilities. The bottom one is your more standard start. You want to start your E so you can activate your shields immediately, and then level up your W so you can kill the next red or blue, whatever you're doing, second faster. And then get your Q, max it all the way up. Then you max your E, and then you max your W, and while taking points in R every opportunity you can. Now, taking a look at the top one, we are going to see that I leveled up Q first. The reason for this is if you are invading. If you need the extra CC and mobility, you are going to want to take Q first. Okay, let's talk about some pros and cons to Vi. The pros are that her ult, she's a lockdown ult, which means that when she ults an enemy, more or less, if you can get any kind of follow-up, that person is done for and dead. She's also she's great at dueling, and also great at invades. She has a pretty low cooldown escape with her Q. It can be used defensively and offensively. She also has great long-range ganks. Yeah, I'll show you some videos of flash queuing to lead to an ult. That's pretty extreme range if you don't ask me. You can go tank or damage. Usually you don't go tank unless you're getting raped. You go in between damage and tank. She is great at peeling, and she's also great at creating picks. Now, a few cons to Vi is that in team fights, you kind of more or less have to have your team back you up in the team fights because you are flying right to their back line. And if you don't have anybody with you, then you can get peeled off pretty easily and just get blown up. Now, another con is her pre-6 ganks require you to hit your Q. If you don't hit your Q, then you should just turn around and walk back into the jungle. You have to land your Q. Now, in team fights, you can get kind of baited by ulting somebody and they'll end up flash. Like I've that played against a LeBlanc. After I ulted her, she jumped, then flashed, and I just flew all the way into the middle of her base. And yeah, you can get baited that way. And quick tip, if you use your ult right before you're about to get CC'd, you will not get CC'd because her ult makes you immune to CC. Okay, moving on. When should you pick Vi? You should pick Vi when you want to win. She's a great champion. But to go into more detail, when they have an assassin, because Vi is great at peeling, she can ult the assassin right when they try to go in to kill your AD carry or mid or whatever they're trying to kill. And if you have an assassin, Vi goes extremely well with assassins. She can lock them down while the assassin destroys them. And another reason to pick Vi is if you need initiation. Vi is fantastic at initiation. And if your lanes can snowball pretty easy, because Vi is a snowballing jungler, she's good all game too. And if their ADC has no mid-air escape, that usually means that you can camp that lane and get free kills all day. When not to pick Vi, it's kind of a bad idea to pick Vi against a Morgana, like she is on the counter list, and when they have lots of shields or CC. But to be honest, Vi is a pick in any situation. She fits every single team comp that there is in League of Legends, and for my quick tip, I have Vi is strong in every single team fight, and she excels mid-game. The reason why is because she can create picks. What do picks lead to? Picks lead to objectives, and that just is another way to win the game. Okay, like under the counter list, I have Morgana, Lulu, Sivir, Zed, and Fizz. They all have something that can stop it. Morgana has a shield. Morgana's more or less the biggest counter, Morgana and Lulu. Sivir can shield herself, but if you're smart enough, you're not going to ult the Sivir that shield. There's Zed, who can ult your ult, which is pretty annoying, and then Fizz that can E your ult. And the hardest matchup in the jungle is Lee Sin, the punk of the jungle. The reason why is that his early game allows him to snowball the game before you can have a real effect. Next, I want you guys to take a look at Vi's full combo 3-6. Alright, I'm going to talk you through the combo one more time, this time even slower. Alright. If you see a stupid looking Nasus mid, what you want to do is charge up your Q, land it, auto attack, E for an auto attack reset. He's going to wither you, auto attack, your next auto attack is going to be a little slower, so you auto attack again, slow motion. And then E for the auto attack reset, and you just did your full combo, and now he has to back. Also, don't forget guys that you can flash in the middle of charging your Q. This is very effective for surprising them. You're about to see Caitlyn get engaged on by Annie. I charge my Q. She's just now been able to see me, and I'm in range. and land my full combo on her. Makes for easy pickoffs. Main ways besides the river of ganking top. This is the lane gank. Level 3. I have no idea what's going on. He gets combo. Easiest gank of my life. Next we have a clip of ganking him through the top bush. I cue him as he E's to stop it. And ult him right after he uses it. Make sure you guys are using your ult after they use their escape. When you guys are ganking mid, you gotta make sure that you are surprising them somehow. Like she does it, she goes aggressive, she gets a little blind because she was low and all she saw was a kill and it was free. Right here is another situation and he just sees a kill. You can set these up pretty easily with Vi. Flash Q, stunned, comboed, ulted, another free kill. It's really easy to actually gank mid. It's the lane I gank. Bot's one of the hardest lanes to gank. It is the hardest lane to gank. You just have to be able to surprise them. Right here I'm level 7 and I come all the way around the bush. They have no idea that I'm there. And we're able to pick up a kill, 2 kills. But I go down in the process. Like I said a few seconds ago, when ganking, it's all about ganking them when they least expect it. You're about to witness this right here. Bottom lane feels completely safe. It's early game. They don't think they're about to get dived on. Until insta kill. It's all about surprising your enemy. Another excellent way to gank bottom and surprise them is by queuing over this wall into this bush and then ulting over. I don't see very many people do this anymore, but it totally catches them off guard. When you do this level like 4 or 5 and you don't have your ultimate, you're going to want to remind your team that they're going to have to wait 10 seconds after you get in that bush. So you just have them wait. Make sure you type it before you go in there or else they're going to engage or something and you're not going to be able to go in. Believe it or not, but Vi's secondary is an assassin. So that means she's very good at just picking people off. I'll show you an example of me picking off a Lulu, but it gets a little sloppy because I knew someone was going to come over here, but I didn't realize that their entire team was. So I charge my Q, do my combo, get caught up in the middle of their team, and just take out Lulu, and my team cleans up the rest of the fight. Alright, I want to show you guys what to do in a team fight when you arrive late and how you arrive late. So Ziggs lands a pretty good ult and it hits three of them. Jinx lands this. This is at half speed, by the way. Yasuo flash over the wall, gets a pick onto Annie, blows her up. With help from Jinx. I'm on my way coming from the backside. You can see me on the map. After Yasuo dies, the fight starts to turn for the worse until party shows up right here. You come behind them as Vi. When you're playing Vi, you want to come up behind them if you're arriving late. Land on my auto attacks. I'm using it, and I'm waiting until Gragas was about to use his body slam, and I use my ult so I don't get CC'd by it, and then clean up the rest of the fight. So mainly you want to get to the back line in a team fight. I'm going to show you another example from a team fight that is taking a turn for the worse. So Ziggs and Jinx here they're both and they're pushed up really far away from our team. Gragas lands a pretty good barrel and delays them long enough so Annie can get a stun down on Ziggs. They start a fight. There's 4 of them there. Jinx goes down. Ziggs looks like he's gonna die. Morgana lands it. This is that vine. I end up saving Ziggs right here. I decide I can't have enough, and I finally realize that I do want more. And this is a crazy fight. Yasuo finally joins the fight, and we end up coming back in that fight after losing both our mid and our ADC at the beginning. Well, this is the end of my video. Thanks for watching. This is my very first League of Legends guide, and I want to make some more. I want to do a commentary next on Vi. And just thanks for watching. Like and subscribe will help a lot. Follow me on Twitch.